this is Ecotech. If you've been looking for an affordable home theater system that feels like a big upgrade from your TV's built-in speakers without crossing into the premium price range, the Bobtot home theater system with a 5.25-inch subwoofer and 5.1 wired satellite surround setup might be something that caught your eye. And on paper, it definitely packs a punch. 600 watts peak power, Bluetooth support, FM radio, USB and SD card inputs, plus classic AUX and DVD compatibility. It's one of those systems designed for people who want the surround sound experience, but don't want to deal with complicated AV receivers or expensive wireless speaker setups. So, I spent some time with it to see what kind of experience it actually delivers, and whether it's worth the hype for budget home theater fans. Right out of the box, the Bobtot system gives you that old-school classic speaker vibe. 5 small wired satellite speakers, lightweight but compact, along with the star of the show, the 5.25-inch subwoofer. The design won't blow you away in terms of premium finish or materials, but it's not trying to be a luxury system. What you get is a practical, simple aesthetic that blends into most setups without drawing too much attention. The front panel includes a digital display, physical control buttons, and a knob for volume, which is honestly refreshing in a world where everything is becoming touch-based, even when it shouldn't be. It feels accessible, grounded, and ready for basic plug-and-play use. Setting it up is straightforward. Because the system is wired, you're basically connecting each satellite speaker to the back of the subwoofer unit. The cables are color-coded, so even if you've never set up a home theater before, it's pretty easy to follow. It's not a wireless system, so you'll need to plan your room layout a bit. That might be a downside for people who want a cleaner aesthetic or fewer cables running across the room. But for wired setups, this is about as simple as it gets. Once everything is connected, the system boots up instantly, and you're ready to go. Now let's talk audio quality, because that's what makes or breaks a system like this. With 600 watts of peak power, the first impression is that it gets loud. Louder than you'd expect for the price. The subwoofer is surprisingly punchy for a 5.25-inch driver, and it fills the room with deep, energetic bass that you can actually feel. Not window-shaking cinema subwoofer territory, but definitely enough to add impact to explosions, music drops, or dramatic moments in movies. For gaming, especially story-driven games or shooters, the rumble adds that extra layer of immersion. The 5 satellite speakers handle mids and highs decently. Voices are clear, dialogues sound natural, and instruments in music come through with just enough detail to make it enjoyable. You're not getting audiophile-grade clarity here, but in the budget home theater category, it performs better than expected. The surround effect works best in smaller to medium rooms. When positioned correctly behind and around the listener, you do get a nice spatial experience. The kind that's noticeably better than any TV speaker or basic soundbar. Something that surprised me is how versatile the system is in terms of inputs. Bluetooth is here, and pairing is quick, with stable connection. There's FM radio, which is a nostalgic bonus but actually useful for people who still enjoy it. USB and SD card support is great if you have offline music collections. AUX input makes it compatible with practically anything. Laptops, projectors, tablets, older devices. And then there's the DVD input, which tells you exactly the kind of user this system is targeting. Families, casual users, and people who still use physical media or want an all-in-one entertainment solution. It's not designed to be futuristic, it's designed to work with what you already have. The remote control is simple but works as expected, letting you switch between 5.1 or 2.1 mode, adjust bass levels, change sources, skip tracks, and more. And that's another thing. Having the option to switch between full 5.1 surround and 2.1 stereo is really convenient. If you're just listening to music, the 2.1 mode feels cleaner and more controlled. But for movies or gaming, switching back to 5.1 gives you that immersive effect again. One thing worth noting is that while the bass is powerful, it can sometimes overpower the satellites if you turn it up too high, especially in music playback. But adjusting the bass balance fixes it quickly, and most users will find a sweet spot that works for their room. Also, because the satellites are small, they don't deliver extremely full mid-range performance, but they do enough to create a satisfying surround environment. What I like about the Bobtot system is that it delivers that theater feel without needing a super technical setup or a big budget. Watching movies like action, sci-fi, or anything with lots of ambient sound feels noticeably more engaging. The speakers spread the sound across the room, giving you a sense of direction when objects move on screen. It's immersive enough to give you chills during certain scenes or make jump scares more effective. Of course, it's not without limitations. Wired setups require cable management. The materials aren't premium. You don't get fancy codecs like Dolby Digital or DTS. And the satellites are tuned more for loudness than ultra-precise detail. But at this price point, those trade-offs are expected. What matters is that the system delivers performance, power, and versatility far above its cost. For gamers with projectors or big screen setups, this is honestly one of the best budget upgrades. It transforms the experience instantly. For families or home entertainment rooms, it gives you that classic surround sound feel that soundbars just can't replicate in the same way. And for music, it's fun, especially with the bass turned up. After spending time with it, the Bobtot home theater system is a powerful reminder that you don't need to spend a fortune to bring cinematic audio into your home. It's not trying to compete with high-end brands. It's trying to give you the maximum value for your money. And in that mission, it succeeds. If you want deep bass, loud output, multiple input options, and real surround sound without complications or high costs, this system is a solid pick. In the end, the Bobtot 5.1 system is simple, loud, and immersive. It delivers exactly what it promises: cinematic sound for everyday users, without overthinking anything. And honestly, that makes it one of the most appealing budget home theater systems on the market right now.